I'm Davy, and I'm awesome! And welcome to Davy's Awesome Movies, where I review the styles of movies that I love, the alternative, B-rated, cult-style flicks. And this week, we're getting to the second installment of an awesome slasher series. This one was made in 1987, and was written, directed, and produced by Deborah Brock. Also produced by Roger Corman and Don Daniel, and made and distributed by New Concord. Ladies and gentlemen, The Slumber Party Massacre 2. This movie opens with Courtney Bates, the 15-year-old from the last movie. Although in this one, she's played by a different actress. She's played by Crystal Bernard from Wings. And she's dreaming about a very dreamy piece of man-meat hunk named Matt. But then she starts dreaming about things that happened in the last movie when she was played by Jennifer Myers, who I'm pretty sure was older then than Crystal Bernard was during this movie.
Dr. Watts says that it's perfectly normal to dream about it again from time to time.
In this movie, we finally meet Valerie and Courtney's mother, Mrs. Bates. Courtney is now a senior in high school.
Are you sure you're all right?
Mom, I'm fine.
I'm just not 18. Courtney gets a ride to school from her friend Amy, played by former playmate Kimberly MacArthur. And while they're driving, they pull up next to that hunk she was dreaming about, Matt.
Hi. How's it going?
Fine, how are you?
All right for a school day.
I'm totally 18. Amy invites Matt to come check out their band practice at 4 o'clock.
I'll try to make it.
If I'm still awake. 4 o'clock is really late for somebody like me. That's like an hour after I have dinner and take my diabetes medicine. Matt does indeed show up to the band practice.
I like the way he talks.
Woo!
He
80s movie music. The singer is Sheila, played by Jeanette Cummins. And the drummer is Sally, played by Heidi Kozak. Both of whom were also in Friday the 13th movies. Juliette Cummins was in Part 5, The New Beginning, whereas Heidi Kozak was in Part 7, The New Blood.
I like your music.
Crystal Bernard, besides being an actor, has had a long and successful music career. This wasn't part of it. Courtney invites Matt to their little weekend getaway they're going to have at Sheila's dad's new condo. But first, she needs to ask her mom if she can go.
I'm gonna have to think about it.
Her mother says they were supposed to go up and see Valerie that weekend.
It's Sunday's my birthday, and I don't want to go to a mental hospital.
That's where Valerie is, a mental hospital. Apparently the events of the last movie caused her to lose it. Which I can imagine. I'd probably go insane if I was in that movie too. Her mother does decide to let her go, as a birthday present.
I suppose a 17-year-old is old enough.
Well, luckily for her, she's 26! That night in her sleep, Courtney starts getting warnings from Valerie, who in this movie is played by Cynthia Bacher, instead of Robin Still.
don't go all the way.
That's right, Courtney. Remember, abstinence. She also sees this guy. Who the hell is that? The girls are heading to the condo.
I can't believe you're serious about going to Mills. I would never go to girls' college.
Or any college, for that matter.
Sally, what are you reading?
Nothing. I just like the pictures. When they finally get to the condo, Courtney and Sally find something.
Hey, Sally, you're not going to stay in here.
My brother's last girlfriend. You know, before he met Rubber Ashley.
Well, your brother is such a pervert.
I know. That night, a couple of guys, Jeff and TJ, show up. They weren't supposed to show up until the next day.
See, I told you they were here already.
That's TJ. And literally every time he speaks, all I can hear in my head is, The girls start taking clothes off and having a pillow fight.
I didn't know girls really did this stuff.
They don't.
This is heaven.
The guys startle the girls.
Hey, we thought it was hilarious.
The next morning,
I've been having really horrible nightmares about that stuff that happened at Trish Craven's when I was 12.
12? In the last movie, you were 15. I mean, sort of. Not really. No. This little chat gets interrupted.
Cannonball! Whoa! Let's skinny dip.
No.
Good lord, get him drunk and he's my brother. And because TJ is so obnoxious...
Ties! Oh, demons be gone!
She doesn't come up, so Jeff dives in to get her.
Sorry about that.
Then this movie turns into a Clearasil ad.
My face is turning into one big pimple.
Then back to TJ.
His burning lips seared.
Oh my god! He can read? And then Courtney's hungry, so she decides to have some finger foods.
Her melon like.
It's just a burger, she's only imagining the hand there. So, she decides to go see what's in the fridge. Man, this poor girl is hungry.
Courtney, honey, you probably just opened the door too fast and it fell out.
So to relax, Courtney goes to take a bath. On the bright side, at least you know you're not pregnant.
Hey, are you on drugs or something?
I mean, it would really help with being in this movie. And of course, Sally is more worried about her zit.
Ew.
Was that necessary? Courtney rushes downstairs, and Matt has finally shown up.
She's what?
From a pimple? Matt goes upstairs and he can't find her, but then again, they all start looking for her and none of them can find her.
This is getting too stupid.
I actually agree with you. Then after another couple hours, they finally call the cops.
No, go away. You're supposed to be dead.
She went to get more zit cream. So the cops angrily leave.
Come on, Kruger. Denny's is holding our booth.
Their names are Officer Kruger and Officer Voorhees. Subtle. Everyone else leaves to go get something to eat, and Matt has a surprise for Courtney.
I'd sing happy birthday to you, but my singing would gross you out.
You're short about 8 candles. And then, with literally no explanation as to how he's here, why he's here, who he is... The Driller Killer shows up. That's his name. The Driller Killer. This time it's not. So Courtney rushes downstairs where everybody else is just hanging out. Okay. TJ's leg gets cut, so him and Sheila run out of the house, and Jeff, Courtney, and Amy run out the other way. But what about Sally? Well, she's not worried about her zit anymore. Although they're worried about how they're going to call the cops with no phone. As far as TJ and Sheila... the other 3 get out as well. And Jeff wants some answers.
Courtney, where did this guy come from? I don't know.
None of us know. They left that part out. They get Jeff's keys, get in the car, and start to drive away. They don't get very far. Sheila and TJ get to a house with the lights on, but just as they approach the door... And now, finally... I gotta admit, his death was really satisfying. It was like using a very fresh towel.
Damn kids.
Yeah, damn kids, always dying in my driveway. Courtney gets to a phone and calls the police.
It's not a joke. Listen to me. Listen to me.
They don't believe her. Sheila gets back to the condo.
Now it's time for the fun part.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I love to jam it to the floor, let me twice pipes roar.
Sure.
Well, I'm an inch off the ground, the speakers all around, baby.
Sheila tries to get into the room with Courtney and Amy. She doesn't, though. And then the Driller Killer gets in. So the girls get out and get up to the roof. Always a great idea. Where do you even get something like that? 1 second. Ah, it's a fender. When they finally get off the roof, they get into another condo that is still being built. Again, not a very good idea. Not unless you're Kevin McAllister. As they're running... It's okay, Courtney's got her. Never mind. Courtney finds a welding torch.
Oh, come on, baby. Light my fire.
And she does. Yeah! So now the police and the paramedics show up. What the f... Oh. This was a dream?
I love you.
What the hell is going on here? She's the one in a mental hospital. She's been in that mental hospital the whole time. My God, this ending is brilliant. So there you have it. That's a sequel to the classic Slumber Party Massacre, Slumber Party Massacre 2. This movie had a slightly bigger budget than the original, at $500,000, and did make a profit with a box office of $1.3 million. Mostly this movie did well being sold on VHS, even winning a Golden Cassette Award for all its sales. But this movie in and of itself was so low budget they couldn't even afford permits for any of the driving scenes. They just hoped for the best. At the time, though, the biggest star in this movie was Kimberly MacArthur, just because she was a former Playboy playmate. Although, funny enough, she refused to do any nudity in this movie because she was trying to distance herself from nudity. But Crystal Bernard was not yet a star. This was like 3 years before Wings came out, when she did become a household name. I love that show. Now here's the thing. Of the Slumber Party Massacre movies, this is actually my favorite one. I love this one. Just because of the fact that, one, it is very fun to make fun of, to laugh at the annoying, obnoxious character TJ, and then get to watch him die. But here's the thing. To me, it combined all those little funny slasher film things, the ridiculous storyline and everything. You're watching and going, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. None of this makes sense. Until you get to the ending, when you realize that this has all been going on in the mind of a crazy person. And it makes so much sense. It made that movie great. It turned into a stupid, ridiculous story into an actual brilliant story. Because how else would you explain this kind of nuttiness? That it was a dream. And who would dream this kind of stuff? Somebody whose cheese has slipped off their cracker. And it even makes sense that Courtney would end up in a mental hospital. If we took into account the first movie having nearly been killed by a serial killer who had killed many around you, that kind of stuff can make somebody snap. Especially a 15-year-old girl. No, I am not going to ever let it go that these teenagers were played by people that were clearly not teenagers. Now, normally when they do stuff like that where it turns out that this was all just a dream or something, I hate it. To me, it's usually a cheap way to end the movie. But in this case, because of all the other elements factoring into it, it made so much sense that it became just a brilliant piece of art. Basically, presenting itself through most of the movie as just being another ridiculous cult film that you're supposed to make fun of into something that actually had a compelling story. And to be able to achieve that only within the last scene, again, brilliant. People can knock this movie all they want. That ending turned this movie into a awesome, brilliant story that I enjoy. Because throughout the rest of the movie, you just get to sit back and have fun and laugh at how ridiculous it is. And I won't deny, it's ridiculous. So based on that, I do recommend you watch all the Slumber Party Massacre movies and definitely watch the first one before watching this. But if you do decide I'm just going to watch one Slumber Party Massacre and only one Slumber Party Massacre, do yourself a favor and make it Slumber Party Massacre 2. So there you have it. That's my movie review this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of Slumber Party Massacre 2. Tell me which of the Slumber Party Massacres was your favorite. Love you guys.